Well, we have stumbled on to yet another episode of the Real Moms of the Shield. It's your boy Willie Epting Jr. holding it down, man. Once again, Brandee Guyton is in the building. What's up, Brandee? How are you, my sissy?
Hey, not much. Not much is going on. I'm good. I'm tired, as I said, but I think that's just the norm right now. Unfortunately, with my age and my occupation as a teacher, but hey, I'm making it. I'm blessed, still blessed. So
There,
it's all good.
there, there you have it. That's the key word right there, blessed. And we're still waiting on Jennifer to roll into the studio. I hope it hasn't gotten wind of the fact that I was going to ask her about the Green Bay Packers and from her son standpoint because they've been getting dragged in the media over the last couple weeks that they've played. But yeah, so we're gonna wait for her to come in here, and if she does, great. If not, then we'll just charge her to the game. She might still have jet lag from going over to London. Who knows? Or better
Maybe.
yet, she might be like the Giants kicker that's still over there.
Right.
No, or he actually is not over there now, but it was days before he got back. So let's go ahead and go out there and get it, man. We got things to talk about. Jalen Guyton, of course, Brandy's son, is out for the year with the torn ACL. She's got some news and an update on that. Um, so we're going to talk about all that here in just a minute. So without further ado, here we go. Let's go get it.
Hey, it's a special what's happening to all my soldiers over there in Iraq. Everybody right here. What you need to do is be thankful for the life you got, you know what I'm saying? Stop looking at what you ain't.
Yes, sirree, buddy. You already know what it is when you hear that music. It is another edition of the Real Moms of the Shield, brought to you by the Shakeback Media Group, and of course presented by the Sports Empire Network. Thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook and Facebook through the Shakeback Media Group's Facebook page, as well as the Sports Empire's Facebook page, and YouTube for the Sports Empire Network, as well as the Shakeback Media Group, and of course Twitter. Welcome in, Brandee. Um, I don't know where to begin. It's kind of a well. Let me do this. Let me say this. I noticed that you did notice the hat that I was wearing,
Yep.
and with both of our teams being in the AFC West and being heated rivals of the team that's on my head, I
You want to know
was
which I hate most, or is that what you're going to ask? I'm just kidding.
oh,
Okay.
no. No, I already know the answer to that question. It's whoever the Chargers are not playing. So,
Right, right.
but this is the sound from Tisha C and I, who is hashtag Chiefs Kingdom. I'm hashtag Raider Nation, of course. Here is the sound from a show divided from the other night that has spawned the devil that is this hat. Take a listen. Due to a 30-29 loss to those Chiefs on Monday Night Football at the end of week 5, the bet was that if the Chiefs were to win, I would have to wear a Chiefs hat until the next time the Raiders and the Chiefs played, and vice versa. If the Raiders were to have won, then Tisha was going to have to wear a Raiders hat until the next time the two teams faced off with each other. So after doing a little research and thinking that it was going to be probably in week 7 or 8 or 9 or somewhere in there, no. Now I got to wear this hat on this show until week 18 because that is when we play each other again. Yeah, I was not very happy. And she actually had this hat sent to me. She bought it and she
That's
had it
funny.
sent to me.
Love it. Love
I
it.
don't love it at all. Brandee, you're getting on my bad side. Now, what if it were you? What if it were you and I that had
It,
the same thing going, and
Nope. Wouldn't be you and I, because I'm not going to make that kind of bet. And if I
Wait a
did and
minute.
I lost, I'm not going to pay it back like that. I'm just not going to do it. I know I'm not going to do it, so I wouldn't bet. So I would just be like, nope, not doing it.
Okay, so JCS is in the building. She's in the studio. She missed the sound, but that's okay. I'll let you explain it to her when she comes in. Jennifer Coney
Jennifer.
Shepherd.
Hi, I am so. I have the worst internet service in the world, so I apologize. Wow.
No worries. We're glad to see you. We missed you last week.
Yes. Oh, and I apologize for that. I was in London and I fell asleep.
No,
I'm like,
I
oh my
know.
gosh.
We know it was, you were having a good time there. We just missed you. And we're
Thank
happy
you.
you were there.
Um,
I was
uh,
happy to be there.
yeah, there was a rumor out there, Jennifer, that you were still in London.
No, I got back. I got back the next day, the day after the game.
They said you were over there kicking it with the kicker from the New York Giants who got left behind. So obviously there's no truth to that rumor.
No truth to that at all. How you guys been doing?
Well,
good.
we are all right. We are all right. I was just explaining to everybody out there that's watching and ultimately will be listening. I don't know if you can if you see the new headgear that I have on my head.
Yes.
That is a Kansas City Chiefs hat. Yeah.
You traded teams?
No. Okay. Since you asked the question, I'm Brandee. I got to do it again. Okay. I got to do it again for Jennifer. Okay. This is the reason why. Take a listen to this.
Okay.
A 30-29 loss to those Chiefs on Monday Night Football at the end of Week 5. The bet was that if the Chiefs were to win, I would have to wear a Chiefs hat for until the next time the Raiders and the Chiefs played, and vice versa. The Raiders were to have won, then Tisha was going to have to wear a Raiders hat until the next time the two teams faced off with each other. So after doing a little research and thinking that it was going to be probably in week 7 or 8 or 9 or somewhere in there, no. Now I got to wear this hat on this show until week 18 because that is when we play each other again. Yeah, y'all are having way too much fun with this. So yeah, that's why I'm wearing the hat, and I'm not gonna wear it on any other show but that show.
Okay.
But being the fact that we know a little bit of something about rivalries, and of course with the Chargers being in the same division, I posed it to Brandee, and I was like, "Yo, what if I and you, or you and I, had a bet?" That's a pretty dope Chargers sweater that she's got on, though. I think I will wear that.
Team issued gear.
Even better. Even better. So anyway, Jennifer, welcome back to the United States of America.
Well, thank you.
We're glad to have you.
It was good to go, and it was great to come back.
Well, was it really great or great to come back, being as the fact of the result of the game?
You know what? My son came back healthy. I just, that's what, win or lose, you're gonna lose football games. I don't know what's going on with the Green Bay Packers, but if my son can run on the field and play and run back home, I won.
Right.
And I won. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Green Bay Packers lost, but overall, since he's been drafted, the Packers have had a winning season. Like, he's always gone to the playoffs. And there's so many guys who have been veterans who haven't even made it to the playoffs in their career. And Rashawn has been there every year. So doesn't look like, well, there are only 3 games. There's 6 games in. And when the Green Bay Packers won the 2010 Super Bowl, they was 3-3 too. That's how they started. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win no Super Bowl, but they still got 11 games to play. So they may make the playoffs. Who knows?
Well, I want to ask you a couple of questions about that because, as I was telling Brandee right before you chimed in,
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on with the Packers either. Now I know he's playing well. I know he did have a sack in this last game against the Jets, but whatever is going on with the offensive line and those receivers, they better get it together. Otherwise, this might be that one year that because Minnesota ain't no joke. I mean, they are real, and they
They're
found
pretty
out about
good.
that
They
first
are
game.
pretty good.
So, and it's not that like the Packers have been losing by just a little bit. I mean, they've been getting beat up on offense. And again, I mean, I know Rashawn's playing well, and he's probably going to make another Pro Bowl. I'm sure he would rather be playing in the NFC Championship game for the third straight year. Or
Well,
it would be 2 out of the last 3 years because last year was the divisional round.
right.
So they're getting dragged in the media. I'm just going to put it out there like that. How does that have an effect on you as a mom when you hear about the team that your son is performing so well on, and the fact that he is a huge part of what they do in their success? As a mom, does that stir any feelings for you one way or the other when you hear, even if you are hearing about it? But I mean, if you don't, that's cool. But if you do hear about it, does that stir anything within you, knowing that your son and his team is actually having those issues right now?
Well, let me just say that Rashawn didn't get Pro Bowl. He was a Pro Bowl alternate. So his focus is his focus is to make a great impact on the team so they can win. But he's trying to get to that Pro Bowl. That's one of his dreams and his ambitions. And as a mom, I know that every single game that Rashawn has played, he's gotten a sack, even though they took the sack back and at the Giants game, he still made it. Rashawn is one of the top edge rushers in the NFL, and he's still in his rookie contract.
Right.
And so as a mom, I don't think about Rashawn.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's selfish, and the Green Bay Packers. I care on my son. And if he was to play for the Giants or the Buccaneers or Miami, that's who I'm going to cheer for.
How about the Raiders?
or the Raiders or the Chargers, wherever Rashawn. That's the mom I'm going to be. I'm going to be a Packers mom today, and you trade him, I'm going to be that mom. But I'm always going to be Rashawn's mom, his number one fan. And yeah, the team is having I don't know what's going on with the team, but Rashawn is doing great.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Brandee, any follow up to that in terms of what Jennifer just talked about? And I know it's a little bit of a different situation for you because Jalen is out, and we're gonna let you update everybody on his health and well being in just a second. But any comments behind what Jennifer just talked about in terms of does it bother a mom when the son's team is being dragged in the media?
First, I want to say that I'm just so glad to be connected to Jennifer through this because she always keeps me, just always keeps that in the back of my mind that we have to be just thankful and blessed that our son is okay and he's playing well. And it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So I love that that's always, it's my focus too. I feel like, I don't know if I voice it a lot, but maybe I know that I feel that way. And it's nice to hear that she feels the same way. I don't think it's selfish. You said maybe that's selfish. I don't think it's selfish. We're going to look out for our own kids, no matter what they do in their day-to-day life. And so I just want to say that I'm just thankful to be connected to her and her positivity and just the way that she looks at things. You helped me out a lot, Jennifer. And so I thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you. But how's Jalen doing?
It's good to hear you say those things because, like I said, it's nice to hear somebody else voice that. Jalen's good. Great spirits. I went out there, we thought we were having surgery. They didn't have surgery. The doctor wanted to wait and let things heal a little bit more, which is great. he's the expert. We're gonna we're gonna do what he says is best. So pre-op appointment is now on Monday, the 24th, and looks like surgery should be on the 25th. So I was telling Willie before you got on that I'm stressed because, of course, I'm a classroom teacher and I'm doing a workshop on Monday and then probably out of the classroom the rest of the week. So I shouldn't feel guilty because I'm a mom first, but being a teacher, we have teacher guilt. So you have mom guilt and then you have teacher guilt. And so that's been kind of wearing on me. But I'm good. He's good. And like you said, as long as he's good, I'm going to be good no matter what.
Does he have to stay in LA for like recovery and treatment, or can he come home?
Good question. He does not have to, but he is going to, the same way they research the doctor that they're going to use for the surgery. They have the option to do the same for their training process, and he could have come home, but he feels confident with rehabbing where he lives and staying there with the team. So I think that's good for him to just be there, the continuity of it, being at his home and, being at the facility, being still connected to, all the guys around. I know he still goes in for treatment now, and told me when I was out there that he had gone in a day or two before for the game plan meeting. We watched that Bengals game together, which turned out to be an incredible game and a good win. But anyway, yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good. I'm excited to get back out there and see him. And I know he's ready to get to the next part of the process. I know he's ready to get surgery done and get through that. I think he's also probably the reason he's wanting mom out there is that he's never ever had surgery before. Knock on wood, never been any hurt at all other than a concussion in college. And so we're thankful for that, thankful that he's healthy. That was another thing the doctor said, good thing that he has been healthy.
An athlete.
The knee,
right?
The knee. He did a number on his knee. He said, "You did a number on your knee." Like they wanted to give it another 10 days or so to give his MCL a little more time to heal as well. There was some issue, not torn or anything, but he said it looked inflamed, maybe
it was some inflamed, right? They wanted to swallow.
So they wanted to let all that go down, and ultimately, like the doctor said, if we can let everything else rest and kind of heal up a little more on its own before he goes in, it'll be better in the long run for the recovery process. So we feel confident in that. I'll give you a little bit about the doctor that's going to do his surgery. He is in LA. He's the Rams team doctor and the LA Dodgers team doctor. And he repaired Kobe's Achilles, I think 2008, 2010. I don't know.
Okay.
He's a very well-known doctor. But that I just wanted to throw that out there. That doesn't really mean why Jalen chose him. They did, Jalen, his agent, the Chargers team doctor, they all kind of collaborated and who they wanted to use. And he was able to call around to, these different doctors. He was able to talk to other players in the league, about, okay, you use this doctor, like, how was your recovery, that kind of thing. And he feels comfortable with using this particular doctor in LA. And he was great when we met with him. When I was out there the first time, I got to go to the doctor's appointment, and he seems very, he's a really nice guy, great bedside manner, took his time with us, explained everything, why he wanted to wait, what he's going to do, the whole thing. So I think that helped Jalen feel a little bit more comfortable. I know it helped me feel more comfortable. We got to ask questions and kind of figure things out. And so anyway, hopefully next week we get through surgery well, and then we'll head on out for the recovery process.
The recovery process, and here we go.
Yeah, right.
Here's a question that I have from as we peek behind the curtain a little bit with the real minds of the Shield when it comes to these things. have they said how long the actual surgery is going to take?
Good question. We didn't ask that. Maybe he'll. Sorry, I feel like I'm sitting outside. I think a bug got stuck to my lip.
Yummy.
Sorry. Good question. I didn't ask. We did not ask that question. Maybe I'll tell him to ask that on Monday so that we'll know.
Yeah, I mean, because he probably will want to know how long he's going to be under, and
Right.
I have no clue as to how long something like that will last. I mean, I've had a couple of colonoscopies, and it's the best sleep I've ever had.
Right.
Yes, it is.
It is.
but yeah, so well, I mean, of course,
Is he on crutches?
He is. Yeah, he's on crutches, and when he went to his last appointment, they gave him a brace that was he was really just wearing a sleeve, and they gave him a brace that was more just kept things kind of in place, so to speak. A little more rigid brace. So yeah, he's been wearing that, and he said it felt better. The couple of days that I was still there after that appointment, he said it did feel good with that brace on, keeping things together, and the doctor felt like that would aid in the healing process of letting the swelling go down and stuff.
Were you there at the game when he got injured?
I was. Thankfully, I was there. Yeah. And it's so crazy. Like I just feel like, God always works his magic. And for whatever reason, I just kept thinking that's a game I'm going to go to. Last year flights were so much cheaper than they are this year. I could fly round trip to LA for less than $150. So I went to 8 or 9 games. I had been looking at flights. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to that many this year because the flights are just outrageous. Like,
outrageous.
It's like $300 or $400 to fly there, when maybe that's normal. But when I did it last year for so cheap, I don't want to do it this year for that much. So anyway, for whatever reason, I just kept thinking that's a game I'm going to. That's a game I'm going to. And thank goodness I did and didn't wait, and thank goodness I was there because, I know that he felt good about having Mom there afterwards, and
right.
His best friend was with me, and we ended up driving him, out to his apartment, and just being there for a couple of hours that night, just kind of hanging out. And, I feel like that was good for him, as opposed to having to drive himself home from the game. And I'm sure he could have gotten a teammate, the trainer, somebody probably would have helped. He came out that night saying he was going to drive himself. And I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm like, why don't you let me drive you, So anyway, but yeah, I was there.
Was it the right knee? I don't know if we talked about that last week. It was the left knee. So
yes, it's the left.
Okay, so you drive. Well, I drive with my right.
Yeah, he could have driven, but I didn't want him to because he's never had any kind of injury like that. And you could tell he wasn't even comfortable on the crutches that night. I'm like, and he was in pain, when we first saw him. So yeah, I'm just thankful. Like I said, God knows what he's doing when he gives us those little pushes to do this thing, that thing, whatever it is. I just feel like it's such a God thing, because I just was like, that's a game I feel like I need to go to. And I booked a flight and I was there,
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a blessing that you were there.
Yes.
For you and for him.
Right. Yes.
And as we know, every story or every event or whatever is going on in our life is a setup for a shake back. And as we talked about the last episode, Brandee, he's going to come back stronger and faster and better than he was before.
Better than ever. Right.
Yeah. Simply because of the will to work that he has. Obviously, as an undrafted free agent, he's got I'm sure he still has that chip on his shoulder, and this is not going to knock that chip off. So the work ethic is obviously there. The attitude is obviously there. My thing is that, when you're away from your because they really are his extended family. And I know that it's really early in the process. I just want us to make sure that we keep up to date with his mental,
absolutely.
And make sure that if there's somebody that he needs to vent to, what have you, that's in place, and I know you will have that in place for him, and the Chargers probably will as well.
Right.
Okay, Jennifer, I wanted to ask you this because we actually got to that a little earlier than I really had that planned, but it's all good because we wing it here. We are on a wing and a prayer.
Okay.
So I want to ask you to do this if you haven't already done so, but I'm asking you to do it on this airwave, and in this space. Offer some words of encouragement to Brandee with this whole situation.
Well, Brandee, she always worried. But I seen something. I seen, like I said, they both trained for the combine at the same place. And I was so impressed by Jalen. I was so, like, I seen him. And he was the kind of guy that came early and stayed late. And when, they were finished with meetings and broke out, he would continue to try and be the best at that particular thing that they were doing. Like he didn't break with everybody else. And I seen like him and he and Rashawn would talk and they would just try and get better, to be better than everyone else, to be better than what they were the day before. And I was so impressed by that. And, and she was saying, I said, he's going to be fine. Like you could just tell he was a warrior. He's going to be fine. And that's how I say they go to war together. They are warriors. Right. And I know Jalen's going to be fine because I see his work ethic. I saw it. Like you can see, because I've been around guys who play football, like all of us, since Rashawn was 12 years old, and you can see the passion. And you can see somebody who's just doing it. Right. And you can see somebody who's doing it because they love it. Right. And I saw that in him. And I never had any doubt. Like I would give her encouragement, he's going to be fine. And I said it then, and I say it now. Like, okay, so he had a boo-boo, a football boo-boo. Right. But he can recover and get back. And that's what it is. Like last year when Rashawn, oh my God, his arm, and it was just when it bent back the other way, I could have passed out. But he recovered, and it's just part of football. It's the heartbreaking, emotional part, especially for a mom. And you see how your son who works so hard and wants this. And I don't know if it's looking at Rashawn's eyes and knowing that he's hurt and he can't go on, or seeing that your son's hurt. But I just got a feeling, that same feeling, like you don't have anything to worry about then, and you don't have anything to worry about now, because your son is a warrior.
Thank you.
I believe.
So I told you, she's always been in my corner. We've never even met face to face. We got to spend time together, girl.
Like I was so impressed. Like I was so impressed by him. I'm like, wow. I always give it to Rashawn because he works longer and harder. And I seen the same thing. They were working together. They were training together. Right. They don't have the same position, but that's saying they wanted to get into the NFL and play at the highest level there is. And they did. And Jalen's going to be fine. He just got a football boo-boo. Right. And he's going to heal up. And he's going to be fine. And we're going to be screaming his name again next year.
Right. Thank you.
I feel like, when there's a couple of things that you said there, Jennifer, that just really resonated with me. The first thing was the fact that y'all have never met each other in person. I had no idea that was the case. I thought y'all would have hung out before. Y'all have kicked it before. I mean, I'm really believing that until now. And I didn't even, even when we first started talking about putting this project together, I never thought about asking y'all that because it just seemed so seamless.
Right.
And for for you to have that type of, or for both of you guys to have that kind of compassion and respect and all those other great things that go with that for one another after having never have met each other, is so remarkable. And I'm so blessed because it's giving me chills. And I know none of us have never met in person, but it's different because I'm just some dude. I'm just some fool with a microphone with a headset on, talking about these players and their teams, and making stupid wagers on who's going to wear what cap and for how long. I'm that guy. So to have you guys on here and talking about this with such love and compassion for one another, I'm telling you, it's shaking me up. I mean,
well, us
seriously.
moms, we got to stick together.
We got to stick together.
We came together, and we got to stick together. We got to make sure these boys are all right. So comes easy, right? When we find someone like that.
On Thursday, I always go to the airport early because I like to sit in the club and eat and watch TV and play on my phone. And I'm going to check in, and it's going to check in. A young man who flies every now and then to Green Bay said, as we were walking into the plane, they said, well, how's Rashawn? I heard he got injured. I said, what? And so I sit down really quick. I get on my phone. I'm trying to get in touch with Rashawn. I can't. Then I go to Twitter. Oh my God, he's on the injury report. Wait a minute, I just talked to him earlier today. Right. I'm kind of in a panic. I call his agent. He doesn't answer. Now I'm really in a panic. Rashawn's not answering. And I don't know anybody. I don't know any of the guys on the team. I know them, but I don't know their phone number.
Right.
Oh my God, something happened. So then, I look at injury report and I see his foot. What happened? So I'm like this all the way to Green Bay. Of course, the media, they're the worst.
Some media.
Right. They're the worst. They don't know. Rashawn's not going to play. I'm like, what happened? Oh, boys. You know what? By the time I got to Rashawn's place, I just found out that he stomped his toe.
Oh.
Nothing was wrong. I just, and then sometimes I just don't want to read it. I don't want to know. Right. It was scary for me. Like I was panicked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I gotta do this. This is gonna be funny, guys, because when you say the media is the worst, I agree. But all of us are not cut from the same cloth. Some people are just out there trying to get a story so they can get on First Take or whatever. I am one of those guys that I'm not trying to work for nobody else. I want to do this on my own and call all the shots. So when you talk about the media being the worst and the fact that he only had a subtoe to the media and everybody out there that was spreading this malicious and false, malicious and incorrect and erroneous report, this is what you get.
Big dummy. Oh no, you big dummy. You dummy. You big dummy. 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 Get lost, dummy.
Yeah. I usually do a big dummy award. I haven't done it in a while, but that was a little impromptu. Media coverage, people out there that get it wrong, that is what you are. You are some big dummies. All right, ladies. I know the Chargers are up next for the Seattle Seahawks in LA. And Green Bay has, I just saw it. Who does Green Bay have?
You know what? They're playing Washington.
They play the Commanders in DC.
And I thought I can say they're going to win, but I said they were going to win against the Jets and Giants too. So I'm just going to be quiet. Okay. I don't know what the Green Bay Packers is going to do.
Well, I'll tell you this. Carson Wentz is out for the next 4 to 6 weeks with some phantom soft tissue injury. I think now I'm going to say this is a part of the media. He is trash. He's been trash. And I think they fabricated this injury so they can get him off the field so they can have a better chance of winning, especially after what their coach said about them. So then you enter Taylor Heineke, who ain't got anything to lose. So he's already a gunslinger. So I'm hoping, Jennifer, for your sake and for Rashawn's sake, that they are able to go in there and beat a Commanders team that they are obviously better than on paper. And for the Seattle Seahawks, or for the Los Angeles Chargers, coming off of a win over who was it? No, not the Bengals. The Bengals
Broncos.
The Broncos. Oh my gosh! So they get Russell Wilson's current team, and then the following week they get his former team. And but Geno Smith is playing better than Russell Wilson is right now. So
can you believe that? Can you believe it?
I can believe it. I got some things to say about that, but we'll reserve that for another time. All right, ladies, let's get out of here. Y'all got any final thoughts?
Hey,
No?
have a good weekend. I'm
Have
ready
a good
for the
week,
weekend.
everybody.
Have a safe game for Rashawn.
Thank you. I wish I keep my prayers out for Jalen. Successful surgery, a quick, fast, speedy, easy recovery.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, you guys.
I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you posted.
Okay. Here to all of those things. So with that being said, I think this is appropriate right here to play this. Nope, I can't play it. It won't let me play it. Okay, well we'll play. We won't do that. We'll do something else. No, we won't play that one either. Stop. So without. Okay, we'll play this one right here. Without further ado, this has been the Real Moms of the Shield. For Jennifer, for Brandee, this is Willie. Y'all make sure y'all keep Rashawn and Jalen in your prayers. Y'all take care of each other. Y'all love each other. Y'all hug each other. And we'll holler y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.
Peace. Bye.